Right, so tonight's job is fitting the Cybul, however you pronounce it, roll bar. So the reason I went for that roll bar is it's the only one that really retains all the niceness that the car needs to retain. All the others kind of strips the whole back out and quite minimal. Whereas this one, I mean, it feels like a proper car, so I want a proper roll bar, I want a proper solution. So the old roll bar is out, along with the plastics. I mean, it's a Japanese car, so it takes seconds to strip. My missus went to get some milk and bread, and in the time I'd done that, I'd stripped the car back. So what I mean by it's quite well designed and quite full on is that your amp, or whatever that is, everything has its mount and its place. Even the OEM speakers, everything has a mount. So you trim out these plastics, trim out that little nub in there, and there's a little bit in there and in there. You trim out, and then all your plastics fit. Everything should go back together sweet. But it is insanely close fit. I'll show you now. Also, the window switches, tricky as buggery. A little flattered in there though when you got it, but you can't really lift this up a lot at the time, and it's a swine. Another bit to be wary of is this crappy thing. This is such thin, awful plastic that goes there. Just be careful removing it. I mean, I've damaged mine slightly, but I'd rather let you guys know so you don't have to do the same. These little seatbelt clips need removing too. Little angle grinder action, and they're out in about 10 seconds. The only other thing to be wary of is the mount for this. You need to take one of the washers off, because otherwise they'll sit slightly higher as they sit on top of the roll bar mount. And as you can see, it retains all the plastics and just keeps the car a very nice place to be indeed. So it also has the harness bar, which is perfect for track days. I can run the harnesses, like I said, just at track days, and then stick them off, put them in the glove box when I don't need them, and just use the 3-point belts. So it's quite an easy process really. You just kind of methodically go through it. To be a bit careful with the cheap plastics, you know, knowing which bits you can pull off and which have little clips that'll just snap in half if you don't get it right. But most of it is literally just yanking it and it'll come off. While you've got the seats out and everything, check the rear drains, check they're all working properly, and lift your carpet up, see if there's any moisture there. There's a couple of known leaks on these cars. Mine's had one of them, which comes in through there. So all you do, literally just take the little grommet out and then silicone around it, easy. So while that was out, I made sure all the carpet was really dried, got a hairdryer on it. It's just done no damage at all. Luckily it's been caught fairly quickly. So yeah, I'd say I hope you enjoyed the vid. I don't know really, unless you're fitting a Cybul roll bar, probably pretty useless to you, but I do like the other GC Fab and stuff, but I just love how this retains the niceness of the car so well. So one of the biggest, if not the only real issue with this roll bar, don't know if it affects them all, but definitely affects this one. I'll show you now quickly. So each time you want to disconnect the roof, you have to get it there and then flick it back. Because if you don't, that hook would be out and it would smack into your roll bar, and that wouldn't be too fun. The only other big negative as well was email communication. Pretty shocking. They did have a lot of issues with their email systems, but it just kept on happening. It was very, very frustrating. Took well over a month for the roll bar to get here, which is fine, but on the website it did say it would be here within a week, so whatever. Product's great, product is great. Other than that, be careful with import duty. I had to actually pay an extra 150 quid on both the roll bar and the seat rails, which does inflate the price. It's already more expensive than the competition, I think it's well worth it. I think it's well worth the extra money because it's properly designed, a really lovely thing, but it's a chunk more and a chunk more again with your import duty.